All right, Raider Nation, welcome back to the Raider D podcast. Today we are going to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback situation and a huge update that we just got. It just dropped, and it is going to have a major impact on the Raiders moving forward for the next couple of years. We're going to get into that and how it's going to, in my opinion, affect what we do in the upcoming draft in just a few weeks from now. And guys, if you're brand new to the channel, my name is Mike D. This is the Raider D podcast, and I come at you live with any news, updates, rumors, whatever it may be concerning the beloved silver and black, the Raiders. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and do me a huge favor and like and comment down below your opinions because they do matter to me, the Raider D. Thank you to everybody who's been in here, especially all of the members who are paying to help this channel grow. Could not do it without each and every single one of you. So a big shout out to you guys as well. Let's get into today's video. Let's talk about what just happened. Now, for the past month and a half, 2 months, we traded for Geno Smith back then, and he has yet to do a press conference. He has yet to do any type of an interview about how he feels about being a Raider. And that is because he was in contract negotiations with the Las Vegas Raiders trying to get a contract extension because he only had a 1-year deal when we traded for him from the Seattle Seahawks, and he wanted an extension. So he's been laying low incognito, and so have the Raiders. They've been playing coy about the whole situation. And finally, we get an update today. We get big news, and that is that Geno Smith is signed to a 2-year contract extension. Now remember, he had a 1-year contract. We just gave him a 2-year contract. That means we now have him for the next 3 years through the 2027 NFL season. And the contract details are also out. He got a $75+ million deal, and $66 million of that is guaranteed. He also has some incentives that if he meets those incentives, his deal could be worth $85 million. And so basically the guy got pretty close to what he was wanting. We know with Seattle, which he apparently just wanted out of Seattle because they offered him $40 million and he turned it down. He comes to the Raiders and he's basically getting the same deal that Seattle offered him, but I think he wanted to be with Pete Carroll. He did not want to be in Seattle. And so for me as a Raiders fan, when a guy wants to come here and he wants to play here, that is a big deal because I don't want a guy who doesn't want to come here. Listen, we've had guys who've come to the Raiders, they're one and done, they don't want to be here, and then we don't hear from them anymore. Some of them have even gone insane, but I'm not going to mention that guy. So, well, a couple of guys actually. But Geno Smith wants to be a Raider. He wants to play with Pete Carroll. He wants to be in this system, and he wants to win here. And that means the world to me, and I know it should mean the world to you. Now, I know there's a lot of different opinions about Geno Smith. Geno Smith is, in my opinion, a top 15 quarterback when it comes to accuracy and having a great touch on the ball. He is athletic. He can get out of the pocket. He can use his legs much better than any quarterback that we've had in the past. I don't even know, forever, right? And so he brings a lot of upside to the quarterback position that we haven't had for years. But he also brings some downside, and that's the interceptions is a problem with him. He threw 15 of them last year and, winning games. Can this guy put the team on his shoulders and go and win those important games? Last year, they went 10-7. It's a respectable winning record, but they still missed the playoffs. So I would like to see Geno Smith come here and be able to really start getting those victories. I want to see a 14+ win season under Geno Smith at the helm as the quarterback. In order to do that, the Las Vegas Raiders need to do the following. I'm pumped up to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. These guys are legit. They'll alert you if they find your phone number, your email, your social security number floating around on the dark web. What I love about Aura is they'll let you know fast if anyone tries to use your info to access your credit or your bank accounts. None of this waiting around for months nonsense. They back it up with a $5 million theft guarantee. Now that's some serious loyalty, nation. Plus, they've got a bunch of other features to keep you safe online, all in an easy to use app. Look, you can go to my link, hour.com/RDP, to try it out for free for 14 days. No obligation. That's enough time for Hour to find out if any of your personal data has been exposed. I highly recommend you doing this right now. Your social security number could be out there right now, and it might as well be written on a bathroom stall. But if you haven't been hit with fraud yet, why keep rolling the dice if it's because protecting yourself feels overwhelming? I get you, but just let Hour do all the hard work for you. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to these data breaches, and if you don't want to either, go to hour.com/RDP, try it out for 2 weeks for free, and trust me on this one, nation. Number one that the Raiders need to do is the draft. We need to make sure that we knock this draft out of the park. And one of the biggest issues that the Raiders have had is scoring points in the red zone. And part of that problem is, especially since we let Josh Jacobs walk, is that we've had no run game and we've had no running backs who can score touchdowns when we're, 2nd and 5 on the goal line. So what the Raiders, in my opinion, need to do is, number one, this. If Ashton Jeanty is sitting there at pick number 6, you do not pass on this guy. Why? I know there are some doubters about him because of the school that he played for, the conference he was in, his size, all of this. None of that matters to me. When you actually go and watch his game tape, and I'm not just talking about the highlight reels, which do make him look like a superstar, but there's a lot of running backs with highlight reels when you're like, oh my God, that guy's going to be a star. They get to the NFL and they are a bust. But go and look at the play-by-play game tape of an Ashton Jeanty, and this dude is next level. I don't care about his size, and I don't care that he played at Boise State. When grown men have him wrapped up in their arms and he literally just runs right through it or bounces off of it time and time and time again, it goes to show that this dude is special. He will be special. He will be a Pro Bowler. He will be an All-Pro. And most importantly, this dude scores points, touchdowns, something the Raiders have lacked over the past 20 plus years. So if we can fix our red zone issues, which we've already gone a long way to doing with having a Brock Bowers on the team, you get a running back who's going to bounce off tackles and get into the end zone like an Ashton Jeanty, you can then go into the second round and you can grab guards in the second round and the third round, which is going to beef up the trenches for that offensive line. I know a lot of people are saying the Raiders need to use the number 6 pick on the offensive line. Well, first of all, most of the time when you do that, it doesn't actually pan out. When it does, it's still only one guy. And yes, an offensive lineman is huge, but what do we really need? We don't need a left tackle. We've got our left tackle. Colton Miller is going to be the left tackle for a couple of more years to come. No doubt about it. He's back in shape. He's back in form. In the second half of the season, the dude was playing like Colton Miller we all know and love. Secondly, DJ Glaze is an up-and-coming third-round draft pick right tackle who actually played phenomenal for being a rookie drafted in the third round at right tackle. If that dude continues to make some progression, he is going to be a Pro Bowl right tackle. So I'd like to see him get another shot this year, and let's see what he can do. Do we need some depth there? Sure. But you can grab depth in the third round. Not a problem. You can even grab some depth in the fourth round. But what we really need is guards. JPJ needs to be the center, and we need to draft, in my opinion, at least one guard. And I've already made a video about who I want. If you guys want to go and check that out, go and check it out here. But if the Raiders can do that, the Raiders are going to be in a fantastic position to score points with Geno Smith at the helm as quarterback. Because one thing Geno Smith is, he is very accurate. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. And when you have a Jacoby Myers who doesn't drop the ball, when you have a Brock Bowers who just is insanely good, when you have a Trey Tucker who can take the top off of any DB, all you need is an accurate quarterback who has a very uncanny way of getting out of the pocket and extending plays. That's Geno Smith. I know he's getting old. I know that this is towards the end of his career, but if we can get the Geno Smith of the past 2 years for at least 2 years right now, the Raiders are in the playoffs. We are making a run, and it is going to be back to that winning form. If you guys love what is going on with the Raiders right now, drop your comments, let me know. And if you hate it, drop your comments and let me know why. I'll see you guys in the next round.